Let me be brutally honest. I don't care about celebrity gossip. I don't care about who said what on which podcast. I don't even care about Akaash Singh as a person. He seems like a talented, harmless dude. What I do care about is what this whole circus exposes about modern masculinity. Because watching this unfold is like watching a slow-motion car crash you've already seen 100 times from your brothers, friends, clients, and men's emails every damn week. The names change. The settings change. But the pattern, eternal, predictable, painfully male. And it goes like this. A guy convinces himself being supportive means abandoning boundaries, ignoring red flags, and publicly defending the very behavior that's humiliating him. That's not loyalty. That's not love. That's not masculinity. That's simping, and it's happening at a professional level. When you protect the behavior that disrespects you, men get themselves into the worst situations not because a woman is evil, but because they refuse to get honest about what's happening. Akaash didn't end up in this mess overnight. No man does. You get there through a series of small, self-betraying steps. You let disrespect slide. You laugh at things that bother you. You pretend boundaries are insecurity. You start defending behavior you don't actually agree with. You tell yourself this is what a supportive partner does. And eventually, you end up publicly standing beside someone who's using your private life as podcast fuel. The fall doesn't happen all at once. It happens drip by drip, moment by moment, until the dam breaks and the internet is suddenly involved in your marriage. At that point, you're not a partner, you're a prop. Let's be clear. Being in love isn't the problem. Men are not weak for loving deeply. They are not weak for wanting commitment, loyalty, or family. But they do become weak when they abandon their own self-respect just to keep the relationship alive. There's a difference between, I love you, and I will sacrifice my dignity so you never feel uncomfortable. One builds a relationship. The other destroys it. Akaash isn't doing anything unusual. He's doing what far too many men do, confusing emotional loyalty with emotional self-abandonment. Here's the harsh reality most men avoid. Women don't lose respect for men who have boundaries. They lose respect for men who refuse to have any. Women don't get turned off by a man who stands up for himself. They get turned off by a man who stands up for them, even when they're the ones burning the relationship down. The lesson here isn't about Ghislaine. It's about what happens when a man stops leading, stops protecting the relationship, and starts performing as a shield for chaos. Every time a man publicly defends behavior that's humiliating him, he thinks he's being noble. But what he's really signaling is, I'll accept anything as long as you don't leave. And nothing kills attraction, nothing kills respect faster than that. Modern men are confusing support with submission. This is the epidemic no one wants to talk about. Men are so terrified of being called controlling, insecure, or sexist that they do the stupidest thing possible. They stop leading the relationship at all. They let anything slide. They allow anything to be said. They tolerate anything to avoid the argument. Then they wake up one day and realize their woman doesn't admire them. The internet knows more about their marriage than they do. And they've become a side character in their own life. That's not partnership. That's self-erasure. Why this is a masterclass in what not to do. Akaash's situation is a perfect mirror for millions of men. He's doing exactly what men do when they're terrified to lose a woman. They lose themselves instead. He's not the villain. He's not the fool. He's the example of what happens when a man doesn't want to confront the woman he loves. So he confronts the world instead. And that never ends well. The lesson for every man reading this. You can love a woman without losing yourself. You can support a woman without excusing everything. You can be loyal without being spineless. Your woman will test you, not because she's manipulative, but because human beings push where the boundaries are unclear. If you act like a man who has no lines, you will be treated like a man who has no backbone. And the relationship will reflect that. Men, stop defending the behavior that disrespects you. Stop sacrificing your dignity for a quiet week. Stop confusing love with self-abandonment. You don't win a woman's heart by laying your self-respect at her feet. You win it by standing tall enough that she feels safe beside you. Final thought. Akaash isn't the story. He's the warning. The moment you defend the behavior that hurts you, you become a participant in your own humiliation. Men must never end up there.